అది డబల్ టేప్
Good afternoon, everyone. As our series is going on every Friday, this is the 9th lecture we are organizing for our members. As you all know, it is titled as Telangana High Court Advocates Law and Advocacy Weekly Seminars. We are proud to say that today we have it's going to be a 9th session and we will have few more. You all know that today's topic. Before announcing the topic, may I request our Honorable Vice President, ma'am, to adorn the chair on the dais. Deepti, ma'am. May I now request our guest, Sri T.J. Jayakar garu, to adorn the chair on the dais. I request our executive member, Sri Ganapati Kolli, to join our Vice President in felicitating the guest speaker. Today's topic being advocacy adopting digital technology by none other than one of our member of our association, Mr. Jayakar TJ, who is an advocate. At the same time, he is a techno graduate. Few words to introduce the guest speaker. TJ Jayakar sir is an advocate and consultant specialized in cybersecurity, data protection, ERP financial modules, governance, risk and compliances. Sir did his Bachelor's of Technology in Electronics and Communication, Master of Technology in Artificial Intelligence, Master of Business Administration specialized in Finance and Accounting, PG Diploma in Cyber Laws, Legal Information Systems and Intellectual Property Rights, Bachelor's degree in Law. Over 20 years, sir been serving the renowned one of the Navaratnas that is BHEL. Thereafter, sir headed different projects in designing, development and deployment. Extensive experience in SAP ERP and implementation and finance. Sir is certified information system auditor from United States of America. He is a platinum consultant in technology transfer and R&D to communication. His global experience is being with working at United States of America and Europe. He has represented extracurricular activities of service. He represented India in Columbus Marathon in United States of America. He is accredited with NCCC certificate. He is a judo champion. He is the JNTU-H athletic champion in 1984. And sir has been serving the society with his legal expertise in cyber law, security, surveillance and vigilance consultancy. May I now request our honorable speaker to take over the dais.
Honorable Justices, Honorable Judges, Honorable respected seniors, my colleagues and my juniors and all my mentors, more so our beloved committee of this Telangana High Court Association, Advocates Association. Very good afternoon to you all. I stand tall in amidst you, bringing in as a fillip for the digital divide, where the advocate fraternity is in loggerheads. So I bring in peace with Shanti Bhushan as his first name, So I say, glory to God in the highest, peace and goodwill to mankind, and peace upon this earth. So my introducer is nothing but none other than Shanti Bhushan. So Shanti Bhushan. So with this as a icebreaker or an introduction, we are at loggerheads or a crossroads where we stand as an advocate, being a social engineer. I come from an engineering background, but at the same time I am done with a social engineering apparel or social engineer trying to bridge the gap. Today I stand also tall in bridging the gap of digital divide. What is this digital divide? Where our advocate fraternity coming from various backgrounds, various teaching, maybe in teaching mediums of Telugu, Urdu and English medium or media. So advocate fraternity is struggling to understand this world where it is again with the loggerheads, where peace is supposed to be there, but all are warring against each other. Leave alone the physical war, leave alone the actual arrest. We are encountering with the digital arrest as well as digital rape. What is this? This is all new terminology, taxonomy, glossary, which we advocates ought to know. Beyond which we get a midnight call saying, brother, I have an issue. The call comes from he has mentioned yesterday that a friend of his has called in the midnight from USA. So people are in a different mindset because we are in the world. Now India, it is afternoon. For America, there is a afternoon in the midnight of India, IST and EST, Eastern Standard Time, or CST, Chicago time. So each in their imbroglio or stuck up in their own euphoric state or doom state. We are there to fill up the gap. If you are encountering an issue of a cybercrime or a fraud or international fraud, world is a global village. Every part of the world can be reached at the click of the mouse. What is that? Is that the IT which is enabler. It is the IT enabler which enables me to speak to you, otherwise I would have shouted at a peak with the conventional horn. What is horn? It's an elongated tube, maybe made of thin material called aluminium, where the sound waves clash each other with the boundaries and keep on expanding. So that's how a larger audience can be heard. Now that is not there, we are having a mic. This is the first digital divide which is bridge the gap by modulating my analog signals, my voice signals. Human being 10K to 20 kilohertz is our voice frequency and bandwidth. So my voice is being picked up by a transducer which converts my analog signal to digital as well as amplification.
Let's get to the work.
Yeah. So with this as an insight and an eye-opener, we get into the details of what the advocates are facing and how to bridge the gap, and I am here to enable that or bridge that gap. So coming to the conventional mechanisms of filing a petition, because this is a petition where writs are filed in the High Court, where constitutional as well as fundamental rights when infringed or violated, we come and tap this door of temple of justice. Now with that insights, we are directly going into the E-enablement. So what are these E-enablements? E-enablements start with now last week or last month onwards, we were given a hyperlink where we can directly watch Supreme Court or High Court adjudication live at sitting in the comfort of our house, comfort of our offices, comfort of our lounges where seniors lounge is just next door. So e-courts, you are aware, e-filing, you are aware, online hearing, you are aware. Now what are those enabling devices or instruments? We each have mobile, tabs, laptops and whatnot, PCs or desktops in their respective offices. Now, how do you tap these advancements in technology? How to bridge the gap? As we see, there are three tiers of pendency in the cases across India. 6,000, 60,000 and 6 lakhs. These are at pendency. Courts, judgments are being delayed, adjudication process is being delayed, pendency is rising. Now we as advocates play the role of bridging the gap. How best we can leverage the technology in reducing this pendency. That's also our moral responsibility. Of course, professional code of ethics and other things fall in line. They are in place. If we violate, they come into picture, they are set into motion. Now, how best we can use to reduce this pendency, how best we can increase the productivity of our brethren, and how best we can show that we are a cut above the rest while being accountable as a social engineer to help this society to attain peace. So, research, e-research, we have ECC online, SCC online, Manupatra and so many others. These are enablers for us to do conventional. Each will be proud of their showing huge libraries. Brother, I have opened my office, please come and visit. You will see a big library, whereas Jayakar's office is not like that. This has at least 132 16, 32, 64, 128 GB is sufficient to have 2 almirahs of volumes of AR, ALD, all these digests are in this. So this is what. And you can carry too. Whereas our good old senior, so-called senior advocates have that. Can they carry that library? No. It is that digital world we are in. So it also, unless until out of his memory, he will say, go into the second cupboard, third window, third rack, second book. Out of his memory, good old memory, as dementia sets in as the age grows, his reference also to that particular volume of that digester will also fade. Whereas e-research says, okay, this is the covered judgment, this is the adjudicated matter, these are the sections relevant. So you can have the options of searching that case law or case study or judgment, covered judgment, and citation too. Volume 1 so and so of Supreme Court cases. So this is so fast. Whereas the physical man should be there in the office. Our senior will make the junior to say, okay, sir, I recollect. He will also connect a point, and communication distortion also can set in. That distortion, instead of laying the hands on the second rack on that book, he lays the hand on third rack. Sir, he will say. So this is all productivity which is at stake. Now productivity is at the tip of the mouse or click of the mouse, tip of the hand. Such is the rampant advancements in technology where it enables the case law search and adjudication process too. Now, we jump into another word. Digital installation, digital transformation and digital transposition, and now using the advancement of generative AI. What is that generative AI? Yeah, for the last November 23 onwards, we are seeing first ChatGPT 3.5 or 3.0, 3.5, 4.0 as well as 4.0. So now correspondingly the hardware is also going exponentially rapid. Now jumping the bandwagon, DeepSeek R1. DeepSeek R1 is advanced, which has challenged the ChatGPT. So we have another one from Meta, another from Mark Zuckerberg, he was the Google boss. So these are all Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity, you name it, we have it. So what are these? These are all again IT-enabled tools at your hand. So imagine a software product. Is a software product without hardware will work? No. I am an embedded engineer. I have done more than 13 years of coding as well as developing of printed circuit board, single board computer in BHEL and many. I have worked for international companies. Top companies have got an award from Procter & Gamble is number 1 in CPG, number 2 Lawn & Garden. These are the ones which have enabled me to work and understand the client. Yesterday my learned friend was asking, medicine field what are you talking, finance field what are you talking. Middle of the night you get a call that there is a merger and acquisition problem, there is a acquisition balance sheet problem where they are fudging the records, accounts, where they are jacking up their share value. So who is able to understand? My classmates were CA in Pendakanti Law College. My classmates are also our company secretaries. So they understand. What about the others? Some BCom people can understand debit credit rules or golden rules of accounting. Me too. But at the same time, as an advocate, under the sky there is no limit. I played one music to brother, unstoppable, I am unstoppable. So that is what you should understand. So now comes the leveraging of these artificial intelligence tools. What are those? Now, we are struggling. Okay, we have seen several videos while we were just entering into the law forum or law legal profession. We were struggling with drafting. Unless until your mindset is coherent, cogent, apt reply should come so that your drafting is appropriate to be appreciated and not to be rejected by the scrutiny team. So e-drafting comes into picture. What is that e-drafting? You tell the issue, corresponding sections will attract either from now it is BNSS, BNS and Bharsya, Saksha, Adhinam. So these are all again transposed from IPC, CRPC and Indian Evidence Act 1872. So these are again transposed. What enabled them? One click you are getting equivalent table of all the IPC, CRPC sections. So who did that? Again, a search. What is that search? There are search terms. If you Google something, you are importantly making a search for homicide, culpable homicide. What are these? These are the key search terms where the Google picks up these search terms, goes back into the back end. There is a server, back end. It picks up these three words, culpable homicide, committed so and so. So these are the search words which the Google picks up as search terms, and there is search engine optimization which optimizes the databases, narrow down to the legal forum. There are any year like scientific, biology, pharmacology, several others. So all those databases it does not look. These search terms are valid for this database. What is this database? Legal database. Legal database in criminology. In criminology, what is that? Culpable homicide. Section 302. Whatever it may be, then it is equivalent to BNSS. So all these, how they are equally mapped, these are all IT enablement. So one is drafting, another is searching, another is coming with the case laws and citations, and correspondingly the outcomes. So all can be. You can write a prompt saying, please, hi Gemini, or hi Copilot. Copilot is also, hi Gemini. I'll tell you directly, you can, if I brought my screen also, I'm sorry about that, but I could have demonstrated. So immediately the prompt is picked up. How it is so fast? How it is so fast? There are GPUs. Earlier, I just told you I have designed OBC or SPC, single board computer. So it has got input section, display section, several parts I need not explain about the computer architecture. But the thing is, now GPUs are being used. Tensor processing. Tensor processing is what? Teraflops. Teraflops. Terabytes is teraflop. A computer is designated with a specification called compute. What is that? Computational floating point arithmetic. So these are all the familiar terms we advocates should know, because without which we cannot. See, without which we cannot. So earlier, just 2 years back or 3 years back, people are still using the what is a normal conventional phone. Now everybody is using WhatsApp. Can we do away with it? Can we survive without it? So you have to abridge that, and you have to be abreast with that. Otherwise, you are the loser. So you will be left out. So my dear friends and brethren, brothers and sisters is brethren. My dear brethren, I am exhorting you as a luring means attraction, to be tech savvy, otherwise you will be left out. That's why I am standing before you, to bridge that gap. Now, what exactly you are trying to adopt? These are all now available on the table. It is this menu which you have to pick up as a la carte in a restaurant. A la carte you choose according to your needs, as per your need, for your case, what is relevant. Correspondingly, use any of the ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity or Meta or Copilot. So all these are at your beck and call, and all are free. Paid version is also there, which gives a better output. But for a senior advocate or advocate who is at least 5 years in the situation, we will be sufficiently given input to come up with a beautiful draft, which next day you can file as a petition. Now comes what is the data which is being generated? Data classification. So now comes DPDP Act 2023. I will not take much time. It might be little technical, but Again, it is inevitable. Again, it is it is a must. You got to be aware. Without which, sorry, sir, without which you cannot sustain, because the law is in force. There are several laws, California privacy, GDPR of Europe, several I need not mention. It will be verbose for you, or TMI, too much of information for you. But what is the law of the land calls for? DPDP Act, Digital Personal Data Protection Act, which got President's assent in November 23. And these laws, you got to be aware. Now, God's grace, till March 5th, time is given. So you can give me feedback, so that, because IT Act 2000, I gave inputs to the Law Commission, which came as amendments in 2008. I am speaking in a public forum. Such is my inputs. So same way you can give me inputs, at the same time I'll add up or pad up, or it will be your icing on the cake, so that we'll put up to the Law Commission and comes into DPDP Act. Digital. 2 minutes, I'll cover with the DPDP Act. So now, what exactly we got to know? I have a slide for all the sections relevant to privacy and digital data protection, but you'll find it. But I'm here to make you aware of the data which is being generated, what data being generated, how data being classified, how data being protected. It's a must. Everybody should be aware of this data protection, data privacy, and what is privacy, or what is private, what is critical, what is organizational, and what is national, which is critical in nature. Like, just recently, Ukraine has bombed Chernobyl. Everybody should be, all oldies or goodies or new persons know Chernobyl nuclear accident. What was that? So radiation, too much of radiation. Now they have Zaporizhzhia. Zaporizhzhia is the latest nuclear site where Ukrainian army or what, which is at stake. So they have attacked the reactors. What a great disaster, human disaster it would be. What is the data? How do they know? And what is the missile? How is the trajectory? This is crucial. I work for BHL. We designed missile tracking system, missile tracking. If the missile is ejected out it leaves an exhaust which has a temperature, which has got a coordinate. Once the coordinates are fixed, wherever it goes, it follows. Wherever it goes, it follows. So, likewise in the reverse technology, we aim the target, which is nothing but we are using GPS. In America, I used to have Garmin. It has a GPS, global positioning system, which interacts with the satellite. Same way, these nuclear sites are tracked, they have coordinates, and the bomb or the missile, surface to air or ground to ground missile, is programmed with the coordinates of that Zaporizhzhia nuclear site. And what is that iron dome we are talking about? Israel? Israel has an iron dome. These frequencies is tracked and they jam the signals. Now when CM is going, all mobiles will be silent. Why? They are using the jamming software. What is got to do with advocate? You are in a online, mind you friends, you are in an online interview or online witnessing. Now I know I am paid, or the hacker is being paid of what? Jam his phone, or jam his video signal, or jam his computer, or jam his Wi-Fi. They are in Supreme Court, they are witnessing video conferencing. I can just simply hack the Wi-Fi. How many people know IP address? Can anybody tell what is IP? Why silent? It's a basic thing called internet protocol, which is having an address. Each device has an address called MAC, Media Access Control Number. So that control number is sufficient for me to hack your phone. Brother, my phone is hacked. We get message, my Facebook account is being hacked. And another friend calls. Or we have recently seen a video that the daughter is telephoning from Singapore, saying, Papa, I'm just landing. I got this thing, my purse being robbed, and I need $10,000 or whatever it may be. So, same face of the daughter, same tone. Please understand, follow this. same tone, same voice, same apparel, same dress, same lip movement, same eye sync. And my father is listening, mother is prodding, get, what is that 10,000? Pay. From one side, pressure from the family. Other side, hamdardi or the affectionate feeling of my daughter being stuck up at the airport, she needs 10,000 rupees. By the time this father tries to pay online, we get a knock on the door and saying, Papa, I am here. The parents, mother, father are shocked. And the daughter is coming home peacefully, tapping the door or knocking the door, opening the door. Then what happened to the picture we have seen? What happened to the photo which you have seen? The same daughter with the same dress talking, give me 10,000. How many people know deep faking? So earlier, in our early days in 96, where internet was the first entry from the DARPA, Defense Advanced Research Project from USA. It was a Pentagon project which rolled up down to internet. Thereafter we are all enjoying the internet. Now comes to deep faking. What is that? Internet then was a boon and a bane. Now AI is a boon and a bane. So how best you can utilize, leverage upon the technology matters. I already told you data, private, critical. I told you critical, which is nuclear site. Private is yours. Now comes only 3 terms you should know. Sections I will give you later. If not, anyway, my contacts and address will be shared by our committee. One is digital principle, another data fiduciary, and the data protection board. These 3 ABCs of your Privacy Act you should remember. Who is a digital principle? Now everybody, women folk are being eased at home not to cook. They will simply call Zuki or Zomato or whatever it may be. They will order. Now who is having your data? Correct. Who is that Zomato? Zomato is the data fiduciary. Who is the oversight board? Data protection board. Who is the data principal? It is you. Who? You, Jayakar, with phone number, with email address, with house address. Myself, I am a data principal. So you should all know DPDP Act, Digital Personal Data Protection Act, enables law to set in its motion according to the crime or fraud or whatever it may be, comes into picture, sets the law into motion, bringing in the corresponding BNSS sections. That because I am talking about BNSS because we are an advocate fraternity. Now transferring this credible data, where it has to be stored, who has to protect, and what if infringed, what if breached. These are the things you should know. Over. So now there are other things like storming the data, denial of services, distributed denial of services, and what that. Now after I'm closing. Now having heard of all this from legacy to the digital transformative or digital initiative world, what is that you got to know? I was want to tell about the etiquette and housekeeping also, which I wanted to tell you. At the same time, now what are the cautions which we have to observe in a video conferencing in Supreme Court or High Court? Barring the witnessing of adducing the evidences, rest are all it is through video conferencing. Mind you, I will tell about this video conferencing tips. After that, questions. First of all, if in a debate over a YouTube or in a video conferencing, where crosstalks would be there. First, the participants of this video conferencing must mute their microphone when not speaking. Point number 1. Because they are like in their euphoric state of mind and they keep their mics on while talking also. So the other side, who is the representative or the counsel of the other party, being it respondent or defendant, are unaware that you are also speaking and somebody else is also speaking. So lack of focus, lack of the specifics set in, whereby distorting the judge's reception. So judge who is the hearing party or the presiding officer has to listen to you properly. So better you speak only when required, when not, keep your mics in mute. No multitasking. Don't interrupt other people or attempt to speak over them. Give way. You have your own turn. Next, unless until asked, you should not turn off the video. Unless until it is said so, you can turn off the video. Dress appropriately so that you would be presentable and appreciated in what you talk, because the onlooker or the hearer sees you, the unseen part of you as well as seen part of you. Now, always keep a tab on time. What you are supposed to speak and over and above becomes too much of information which the judge won't appreciate or the presiding officer won't appreciate, and you will be more misunderstood than to be understood. With this, I open the door for questions, and feel free to ask me, which I will be ready to clarify to your fullest satisfaction. Thank you once again for your patient listening, and committee, Shanti Bhushan and
I have already arrived. My brother wants to know what is the difference between digital signature, security,
Yeah.
cyber security and cyber law.
Just now I made a mention of data classification. Now what is that to do with cyber security, and what is that to do with cyber law? As my learned friend asked a genuine and valid question. When does the law comes into motion or sets into motion? When the data is breached. Data is covered by what? Triage. Confidentiality, integrity, availability. Every Tom, Dick and Harry cannot be accessing that, so it has got a credentials to access. What is that basic credentials? User ID and a password. That's called two-factor authentication. Now question of the integrity. Integrity. I gave my file to Shanti Bhushan. It is his responsibility to keep it secure, but Ganapati also steals it. Now data is breached. He is my custodian, he becomes data fiduciary while I am the data principal, extrapolating the DPDP Act. So these are the ones which we have to know. Now when this is violated, what happens? It is now extrapolate or do the life application to physical part of it. I gave you 10 tulas of gold biscuit to him. It is stolen. What comes into picture? First of all, 420 sets in. IPC 4, he is stolen, cheating, he has cheated. Likewise, data is being also stolen. It is not stolen, but it is breached. Stealing also takes place, because I have a video, nice video which I made to be presentable to the audience, particularly a specific appreciation to advocate fraternity only, not for general public. Now that data is proprietary item for me, but he has stolen. Privacy law is intruded, infringed. Law sets into motion, that is cyber law. Security aspect is cyber security.
Thank you, sir. Any more, brother? Any questions with regard to advocacy and digital usage in advocacy? Digital signature.
Yeah.
Digital signature. What is digital signature?
Yeah.
Can we share it with the PAN card? Yes.
There are two aspects of it. Digitally signed as well as physically signed. You sign it, take an image of it, you open a Word document, image which you have stored is in your repository, which has got only, how many people know folder can be secured? Any folder in your laptop or in your mobile can be secured. You again encrypt it, encryption, decryption. You encrypt with the credential. You have your name, say Jacob, and okay, mere knowing the name is not sufficient. You have an authentication process. Okay, you may mislead the system by claiming that you are Jacob, okay, entered, but you have another step of authenticating yourself as real Jacob. So I have a password. Same way, when a folder is encrypted, or a folder is encrypted, be it in a laptop or a mobile, which has to have a credentials for allowing you to enter. These are all comes into picture. Now comes signature. You sign it, image is stored in your folder, which is encrypted, which is secure. Only you can access it and you can upload it. How? An agreement is signed, a promissory note is signed, or you are witnessing something and you want to impinge or embed or insert that digital signature of yours into this Word document, you can do it. Still that is a digital signature. Now, there are TWAT, ASSN and other international agencies which give you a digital certificate. Signature certificate. TWAT. THWARTE. TWAT. 90s onward they are in the market. Now they are leaders of giving you digital certificate. Digital certificate becomes a signature where a huge contract, electronic contracts we have to sign and which you give an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, or NCA, non-compete agreement, where two big shots are in the fray. All these call for a digital signature and a digital certificate to authenticate that document of contract.
Who is the authorized person for that?
I tell you, you pay it, you get a digital certificate. Here, your signature, you are the boss and you are the digital principal, data principal. And when it is breached, I didn't tell this, when it is breached, the data protection board comes into picture. There is a 72-hour of window where the digital fiduciary or data fiduciary has to inform about the breach to the principal as well as the protection board. With this, I close. Yeah, please.
Small common question on all the.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, when we are using mobiles and all, unwanted acts will take place, which will disrupt our further conversation with the meeting person. And in many ways, even unwanted spam like cyber crime oriented messages are also taking place without any device permission or without personal permission. How to stop this all nonsense which is disturbing our further person?
I am sorry we are not enabled to project.
Yeah, recently got other advertisements. In between, if I recall the fall to my home, that ad is coming. And in between the mobiles.
It is not visible, but I wanted to project. There is a software called VPN, Virtual Private Network, where everybody, it is for free as well as paid. What is virtual? Virtual. Now I am virtual for these all people who are watching me on YouTube, where I am physical with the TSSCAA. You understood the big difference between virtuality and physical availability? Now comes the picture of uninvited guests who pops up his head saying, Bhushan, I am here. Unless until you click on me, I will not allow you to further progress. Your phone is hacked. Your phone is hacked for that. Unless until you install a VPN, which becomes a gateway. How? While bringing the screen, the gateway I told, sir, I don't want any trouble while going, make an entry now. So I got delayed a little bit there. So the security people came, took a picture, noted my name, noted my number, and said it is going to Advocates Association for a presentation. Why I am telling all this? I am authenticated. Whereas the spammer is not authenticated, he knows your coordinates, he knows your phone number, he knows your mobile details, it's a Realme or Apple, whatever, iPhone, he knows. So, out of the 4 characteristics and traits, 3 already knows. Your phone is, why not it will be hacked? It will be hacked. So, you put a gateway, like our security, I just told. So, gateway is VPN. Any other?
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Go ahead, take a mic. Closer.
Cybercrimes which you are saying, it is changing its version also. Sometimes digital arrest or sometimes another, even Rapido calls also coming using this technology. My question is that how far is there any steps to take that to avoid that cybersecurity and to save the data or something, to provide any integrated data or something? The version is being changed. To some extent it was some job seeking and all something. After that it changed to digital arrest. Some technology or the version of the crime is being changed many times. So those people are very fast in taking the technology and all. What steps are being taken so that to avoid such crimes and all?
In my recent presentation as well as interaction with the SHO, station house officer, I told him, sir, who is chasing whom? Is it the crime chasing police or the police chasing crime? Now who is intelligent? Tell me. You are an advocate. I talked about the police. I talked about the criminal. Who is intelligent? No. Answer me first. Who is chasing whom was my direct question to a SHO, who is also an engineer turned SI. From there he became a SHO. I asked him straight question. Sir, who is chasing whom? Now you answer that question first. Great. So a criminal is always 1 or 10 steps ahead from the laws. Why still? February 18th was the last date for this DPDP Act. We all forced the ministry to extend the date. Now it is till March 5th. Still we are on the process. I told you 2000 when IT Act came, while I was a cyber law student, I gave several inputs, which inputs have been updated by the Law Commission of India, came out as 2008 amendments. This is me who is talking again here, when DPDP Act is still in, though it has got a president's assent, still come to action. So it is the criminal who is ahead. You are talking about version. Which version you are talking? Okay, you are beautiful, handsome. What is that called? It is a relative term. I am tall, dark and handsome, good. But when it comes to Santibhushan, I am not that smart enough. Same way, crime is never, it's always relative. Today it is advanced. How many people heard about digital rape? Till yesterday, okay, many people, it was some Gupta madam, I don't want to talk about first name. 1 year back, I was quoting this as a live example as digital arrest. I was quoting in several of my talks. Now today is digital rape. So tomorrow it will be something else. Yesterday in our discussion in Innovation Nexus in the Novotel Hotel, somebody was telling, sir, what is next? Sir, there is always a next. Till last decade it was big data. Now it is AI. So this is what.
Any more questions from anybody? Seniors. Because this session was specially for seniors. Because youngsters are all playing with their gadgets. But what our concern was to reach out to the seniors who have transformed from material papers to digital. Any questions from seniors?
I thank you once again for bearing with me. I might have cited some examples which might be unpalatable or something interesting. I appreciate you take it in the right stride. At the same time, be vigilant about the circumstances, about your own neighbor, who can hack your phone, who can be an uninvited guest and interrupting your communication, or video conferencing at the Supreme Court office. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. It was really enlightening, and it's more need of our kind of technology. And as sir being an engineer, having experience working all over the world, much of the jargons from the technical dictionary, so that have been a little tough. So we would like to have one more session wherein we want, with actually, sir came with the presentation, but we are already delayed. That's the reason we avoided, presenting it on the screen. So next section, I hope we will make it soon. Yeah, one more session will make it, and that time we will make advanced arrangements. Recently, our association also got a projector. So one of the member has donated a projector for our association. So thank you, sir. Thanks for your time and the knowledge sharing. We applaud for you from the core of our heart. Thank you, one and all. Yes, I agree with you. Very much I agree with you. Yes. Yes, you are right. It's been a long time. More than 25 years we have seen that desktop keyboard. It is indeed. Yeah, we have to.
typing and all.
Sure, we shall have a technical session also.
AI, chat GPT, everything has come. So please some more technical issues so that we can hone up our skills.
Yes, that's a great idea. Thank you. We shall surely have a session. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
One question from there.
Sir, sir.
Please come.
Take your mic.
Take your mic. Come forward.
Come forward.
I wanted many of our advocates, they didn't register for the e-filing services. So if you provide any help desk for the other advocates also in the e-filing registration,
Wonderful.
it will be very helpful to everyone.
Wonderful. Brother is concerned about we all getting registered for e-filing.
Yes, e-filing services of Freeman.
Okay. Sure, we welcome all the, even the younger brothers to come forth. If you can be of any, guiding and, enlightening information with you, you can share with all the members of our association. We will arrange it for that too. That is
Your good name?
Promote.
Pramod. Thank you. That is e-filing registration, what he is talking about. Yes, we are all, we heard of it, we haven't done with it.
Yes.
So, sure.
Most of the advocates, they are not having their IDs within the digital platform.
Yeah, obviously, anything to reach up to everyone will take little time.
Digital format is mandatory for each advocate.
Sure, we'll have a session. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. One second. I'm sorry. I request our Honorable Vice President and Executive Member Ganpati Kulli to felicitate Sri Jaikar sir for his time and valuable knowledge by presenting a bouquet. May I join you? Last request is request to all the seniors. Every time, Friday to Friday is a very short span when we consider our work schedule and all. So I request all the seniors and the youngsters also, young advocates, please come forth if you have any subject to share with all the members of the bar. If you voluntarily contribute, that will help the association in successfully going with this program. Because every time it is taking a good amount of time. Yesterday we worked till night 10 o'clock to build up all the material and all. So I request all the seniors to please voluntarily, contribute your knowledge for the youngsters of this bar association and the young advocates to contribute your latest
Knowledge and
knowledge and equipment, whatever.
whoever it
It's
may
for
be,
everyone.
all are welcome.
He's representing the young clan. Thank you.
In one way, all are welcome to share their knowledge.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you all.